Hello everyone and welcome back to NieR Replicant. We last left off, I basically almost tried badly reading all this stuff in the Forest of Myth, but we still got some side quests to do here. To the one person that watches my stuff, hi, how you doing? Sorry I didn't upload last week. I had some family stuff I had to take care of, and basically it just took out the entire week and I didn't have any time to get any recording done. Well, anyway, let's move on and do some of these side quests.
This person must be dreaming too.
It would appear that way, yes.
Enter the villager's dreams.
I'd say I'm very excited to go back there. That dream world sorta creeps me out.
Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission.
Yeah.
I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My prison is tucked behind a stairway, in the long, unscented cabins of some infinite castle. Outside I hear the sounds of a funeral that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes, and eternity slips by in a single tick of a clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone here? I hear an unfamiliar voice say, "My saviour?" I crawl at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help, I laugh, I sob. Surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me. Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly cracks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy and a floating book before the light peers inside my eyes. Accustomed to the blackness explodes with pain, I am forced to turn away. "Who are you?" I asked, shaking hands covering my face. "How have you come to this place?" "I am Grimoire Weiss. This is J-Roths. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together." The one known as J-Roths explains his hands and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slowly adjusting to freedom, my ears are keen as ever, and they recognize the scattered sound of heavy rain. "I never thought I'd hear this again," I whispered. "Would that this were no such a terrible storm," said Grimoire Weiss. "Look at your feet." I focus my eyes open and see water puddling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There is so much of it. Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make a good escape, we shall all drown in this castle. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore I would save my rescuers. no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twist upon themselves like an endless entrail of a giant. I sit down the dim course and proceed north. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon shapeless mass of grey matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outline of a door just beyond. When I reach out a figure and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drift away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again, until the horror draws fully upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they are all alive or dead, I do not know, and sanity will not only permit me to consider the possible proposition further. I make a sound, whether scream or laugh I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridor. Proceed east, proceed south. Proceed east. North. East. At the end of the path, I find myself in a great hall with only the sound of rain to comfort the warlog red carpet squished beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which rests china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remaining of fantastic feasts. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head, but as the truth of the matter draws on me, I recall in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse, as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made home in their remains, and this is the moment I saw. This once splendid feast was nothing more than a request for the damned. I'll take a moment to steady my shaking hands, then slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chair upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chair proves to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat up to the back and back down the arms. This explains the colour of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. For if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonizing screams that must have sprung forth from their mouth. My mind grasps far fantastically at the possibility that their souls have had committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment. Thought in truth I spent they had committed no crime at all. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. I squinted down a dim corridor. Proceed north? Against all hopes, we make it to the front door. Break it down, someone cries, and I gave myself into the effort. In tandem with J. Roths and Grimoire Weiss, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, I give way, and we find ourselves sprawling on the ground outside the castle. The storm is retreated. The clouds above are still dark and foreboding, but the west I have seen a shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cried as tears of joy that ran on my cheek. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly noticed that my dress is in tatters, and I sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. You're dressed? Asked Weiss. Then you are a woman, madam. I am. I've proven the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something as a surprise, seeing how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as J. Roths is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damaged souls inside within their fallen shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallway corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, uncomfortably black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to the throw in front of the broken window. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades.
You have anything to say about that?
Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time.
I hear that.
One thing I should have...
Thank you so much for saving me. I never want to have a dream like that again.
One thing I should have done is got a drink, so it has something to do with it between takes. Actually speaking, there's actually one round here. I think I got one upstairs from downstairs. Give me a sec. Right, let's continue this guy.
And another victim. This work certainly is trying.
I figured a book like you would be into all this word stuff, Weiss.
I'm not.
Even I have my exceptions. Now let's be off.
A colony of mass sculptures was visible in the distance. Their tall forms scrape against the sky. Weiss and J. Ross had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widen as they tried to take it in.
Those buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away.
Oh, there is some voice acting in this part. Sweet!
What do you think, Weiss?
As Weiss considers his answer, the sun beats down on them with renewed ferocity.
Perhaps they are some manner of mirage.
Under the heat and migrate of two worlds would have been an expected sight. J. Ross nods and wipes the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never be so thirsty. The ancient road of which they walked was a black and cracked with age. Here and there thin whispers of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, as if defying those who had laid their material down over their house. The heart reflecting from the road made J. Ross lightheaded. His feet hurt, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us or what? Oh, so it was just that one voice acted bit, was it? The complaining had already begun. Weiss tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said. No joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself simply some manner of grand artistic work. You shouldn't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but think of it in this way. Might make it easier for you to bear. J. Ross glances at Weiss' grinning face, shook his head and resumed walking. As time passed, J. Ross' feet grew more painful and his throat drier than he thought. Oh, it was his throat. Sorry guys, dyslexic. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead, because the bright sunlight made him hesitate to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting closer, said Weiss, in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraging J. Ross lift his gaze. Suddenly he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road, with his mouth and eyes wide open, and his fingers pointing in the distance. Water, he cried. It's water! Water? Asked Weiss. Preposterous! I didn't see any water. Over there, just ahead of us. Look, the sun is reflecting off it. Without waiting for a response, J. Ross sprang to life and bounded towards the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. J. Ross closed his eyes and sighed as Weiss floated up behind him and chuckled softly. I believe this is known as a mirage, he says. Many a desert traveller has spoken of such things. J. Ross shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide wide open once more. Wait, there it is. I just missed it. Look, it's right there. J-Roth sprinted off again, leaving Weiss with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, J-Roth came to a halt. I could have sworn it was just right around here. Confused, he put his hands upon his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue shining pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bolted off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour until an exasperated Weiss finally floated up to J-Roth's and struck him in the face with his cover. Enough, you blighting idiot. Stop this at once. There is no water here. J-Roth's face clouded. There isn't? There is not, and perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much. Weiss paused for a moment, then continued speaking in slightly kinder tones. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived at the city of art. J-Roth looked up and stretched out before him with a row of impossibility trail sculptures. Their journey was at an end. They're huge, cried J-Roth, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. I've never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangular that stretched up towards the sky, but that is where the similarities end. Most were covered with panes of glass that reflected light in a thousand directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall sprites on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Said J-Roth. Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continues as they made their way through the city. Miraculous of artistry, wherever miraculous of artistry, great iron crates with wheels sat silently on the steel rails. Beautifully carved works with lights of red, amber and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials that had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was straggling. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, J-Roth and Weiss eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. J-Roth's uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, I was getting tired of modern art. The three statues are I don't know that word, except for a single word chiseled into their right arm. One reads alpha, one reads beta, the final one reads gamma. Alpha, beta, gamma. As J-Roths moves to touch the nearest statue, the bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures, aligned onto the statue shrouded in emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one from its rest form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false one will only speak lies. With that, the bird, despite as it's on cue, three statues shuddered to life, acquiring color, and from they begin to breathe. "Hey, look at that," said J. Ross. "They're alive." The triple bowed low before J. Ross. "Please," said Alpha, "you have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real." "Stop lying," said Beta. He turned to J. Ross and threw his hands in the air. "Alpha is fake. You know it. I am the real one." "What a load of crap," said Gamma. "Beta is fake. Everyone knows I am the only real one around here." They respectively plead, giving the three statues returned to their frozen state. Silenced once again enveloped the city. When you consider all of their statements, only one of them could be the real one, said Weiss. J. Ross frowned his eyebrows and considered his answer. "Only one form is real, those others are false. The real form will always speak the truth, the false one will only speak lies." Which one is the real one? I have Beta. The real one is Beta. Thought J. Ross' voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence. How did it know? He was relieved to see Weiss nodded at him. "If Alpha were telling the truth," began Weiss in the driest tone of a lecture, "Beta and Gamma would be fakes, but in the case Gamma's claim that Beta is fake would be the truth, even though Gamma is a liar, therefore the theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That would make Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us two statues telling the truth. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma lies would make sense, therefore Beta must be the... Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma lies would make sense, therefore Beta must be the real one. I don't know, I just guessed. As Weiss finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. "Congratulations, villager," said Weiss in a cheerful voice. "The time to awaken has arrived." Thank you for saving me, cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head, as low as it could go before uncomfortable. Jairoff pulled his hands to his feet. Why did you have a dream like this? Asked Weiss. Have you been in the city before? The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape, then spoke. Shook his head. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it is impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this. But at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before. Deja vu, muttered Jairoff, just like the mayor. The vague sense of unease that struck Jairoff during the mayor's dreams sprouted once more through his mind.
That was rough.
Telling me. Luckily, I just guessed. I didn't know the real answer.
I am positive I have seen that place before.
Sure?
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me too. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime. Thank you very much.
You and me both, Weiss.
You're telling me. Anyway, let's go see the mayor.
Right, I believe that's everyone. Now, just talk to the mayor.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Just hope I don't have to do that again. Wait, I know there is some more reading parts, but...
Here, I have something for you.
Obtain the one-handed sword, Faith.
Wow, this looks valuable. I can really have it?
Of course. It's apparently a weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you again for everything.
I'm gonna put a thing at the beginning of this. Basically saying if you want to skip a bad reading, just skip to around when we finished. Anyway, let's have a look. No wait, here we go. Faith. Well, it's stronger than what I was already had equipped, so I'll take it.
So how was the village?
Horrible.
Oh, it was truly magnificent. There are no words.
Neat.
Let's get back to Popola. She'll probably want to know what's going on in there.
I want to check, because I think I've got some side quests I want to do first. Oh yeah. Wants you to proceed the... Produced a fluent so he can make a furnace accessory of his life. You can find it in the Facade Strange Things store. Alright, right. Yeah, I gotta go back to Facade. Alright. We're here. We need to get something from the Strange Things store, which is over here. Hello. You two stop fighting. You forgiven him yet? You cheater.
Hey, do you have any fluorite for sale?
苦剣ことリスカレていておで来てたいんぜ
Oh, I see.
No.
イーラと近伝とそってるさキレケンザチレソトザデュシケンキ
Well, we've come this far. Might as well finish the job.
Alright, so we gotta go to the Forbidden Temple, where we saved the prince, I believe. Actually, I wanna save beforehand, because I don't want to be doing that again. Anyway, has anyone else been playing the NieR Reincarnation mobile game? Been playing it for a bit, and not really a fan of the gacha stuff, but been enjoying the kind of short stories it's been telling, and managed to get a few characters. At the moment I'm trying to get 2B from the gem collections. I haven't put in any money into it, that's not my sort of thing, but hey, if you are the one doing it, as long as you're doing it in moderation and it's not money you fully need, more power to you. Alright, now we have to get... what was it he said it was called? Fluorite. Oh, the spiders. Giant spider silk. More giant spider silk. I want to check. Is anything on the other side I can kill? No, but there is a shiny. Ah! That wasn't too far gone then. Alright. Let's head back to the village. Oh. I didn't have to bring it back to the thing, I just got to take it back to the bloke now, don't I? One sec. Oh yeah, I do. Alright then. What I'm gonna do is head back to the village, talk to Popola, and then it should at least lead us up to being ready for our next main quest, and basically just go from there. Unless when we go past to Seafront to give this bloke his thing, Devilan has anything else that needs to be done. And again, when are we supposed to do that quest where we can actually get the fast travel boat? That should have been happening soon, right? Or am I just misremembering? Now, anyway, to the library. Popola! I got a message from the village of Myth. That's all sorted.
The death dream certainly is a strange illness.
Are you telling me?
Yeah, it was something alright.
Even I, with my natural love for words, have no desire to visit that place ever again.
I'm with Weiss on this one.
You guys did well. You've been making a lot of long trips lately. Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard?
I'm okay. I can't just sit around all day while Yonah's sick after all.
If you say so.
So, anything I can do for you?
Well, I suppose there is one thing I could use a hand with. Have you heard about our plans to repair the canal?
No.
The work probably won't happen for a while, but once it's done, we can use the canal for trade and travel and all kinds of useful things.
No, that sounds good.
Unfortunately, however, We're a bit behind schedule at the moment.
Why?
If you're willing to help out, I'd really appreciate it.
No problem. What do you need?
Great. So, the man I originally asked to help on this project hasn't shown up for work in a few days.
Sack him.
I'm starting to get a little worried. So, maybe you can head over to Seafront and check up on him?
Oh, we gotta head to Seafront anyway, so...
I'll mark the location of his house on your map. He always carries a red bag over his shoulder, so he should be easy enough to find.
Oh, so they... Was it a side quest in the original, or was it a main one? I don't remember, but this is what I was talking about earlier.
Got it.
A canal, is it? Fascinating. If we had a ferry, we could put these days of endlessly running about behind us.
Yep.
Don't you just float everywhere anyway?
Do you think I am borne aloft by the winds, lad? It takes stamina to maintain this height.
Oh, really?
You could at least try to hide the utter dismay, you know.
Well, guess it probably does take quite a bit of energy to stay afloat, but at least... I forgot what I was actually going to say. At least, oh yeah, at least we'll have some fast travel now. Alright, first things first, I'll give the guy his fluorite and then we'll come back and talk to the red bag man.
Here's that ore you wanted.
Oh, thank you! Now maybe my girl will let me hold her hand.
Simp!
Here's the money for the material and a little extra for your time.
That'll do nicely.
Huh? Hold on, this is way too much.
Are you kidding? That's what fluorite costs you on the open market. I only threw in a few coins for your trouble.
It's really that expensive?
Hey, I learned my lesson last time. From now on, it's nothing but the best for my girl.
The human soul is an unfathomable thing indeed.
You got that right.
Do you think it possible that this man is being deceived by his lover?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Then we shall inform him at once.
Yeah, probably better if we don't.
I don't know.
What's this? Have you finally found someone you are unwilling to aid?
Look, relationships are messy, and sometimes you can't always understand what's going on between a couple.
Yeah.
There is nothing in this world that Grimoire Weiss cannot understand.
Yeah.
Oh, let's try.
I tell you, there isn't another girl out there as high class as mine.
Yeah, I ain't getting involved. Let's leave that to whatever. Anyway, we got our own stuff to do. Ah, red bag.
Hey, are you the guy who's supposed to help repair the canal? Popola sent me to...
Oh god, it's over. My life is over.
What's wrong?
Surely you must realize nothing good can come of being involved with this particular endeavor.
I'm starting to feel that way.
Easy, Weiss. Hey, so, are you alright? What happened?
It's my wife. She left home a week ago and hasn't come back. I'm so worried I can't even focus on my work. Oh, my sweet dumpling, where are you?
If you're this whiny, I'm gonna guess probably somewhere else.
That's terrible. Would you like us to help you look for her?
Really? You do that for me?
Well, it's not like we have any other choice.
Sure. But do you have any idea where we should start?
Well, she always used to enjoy drinking at the tavern with her friends.
Alright, then I guess we'll start with them.
Thank you. This means the world to me. Oh, and by the way, my wife always carries a red bag, just like mine. If you mention that, it might ring some bells.
I've met some odd couples in my day, but none who felt the need to wander about flaunting matching luggage.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
You need to get with the times. Coordinated outfits are all the rage. Plus, these bags are special. We bought them for our anniversary. But now my sweet dumpling is gone. And it's all my fault. Oh, God.
Okay. Just stay calm. We'll go look for her, alright? You sit tight.
I'm willing to bet that man knows more about his wife absconding than he's letting on.
Well, the only way we can do is start by within the tavern.
Hey there, I'm, looking for a woman carrying a red bag.
Are you now? Interesting. Did something happen to her?
Oh.
She hasn't been home and her husband's worried. Do you know anything about where she might be?
Trouble in paradise, is it? Oh, those two never change. Anyway, the short answer is no. She hasn't been around here either. Though come to think of it, she always got on well with the woman over at the tackle shop. Maybe you should try her?
I'll do that. Thanks.
Hey, what's the rush? You've got a cute face. Why not sit here and join me for a round? Or 3?
I'm underage, ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am, but I'm not old enough to drink.
What is it this time, cutie? You change your mind about that drink? I'm buying.
Still a minor, ma'am.
Had to do it. Right, so up here.
Hey there, do you know a woman with a red bag by any chance?
A red bag? Oh, sure. Although now that I think about it, I haven't seen her in a while. Last time she came around, she mentioned something about leaving town, but I figured it was just idle talk.
Leaving town, huh? Alright, thanks for your time.
Alright.
She has truly left this charming hamlet. Finding her may prove most difficult indeed.
I just hope she hasn't been attacked by shades or anything.
Well, there's only way we can find out. Okay, so looking for a woman with a red bag. I don't know. Just better keep an eye out. Ah. Shade.
Something about that shade seems rather odd.
A red bag. She was attacked by the shades.
Hey, look at this.
It is identical to the red satchel carried by the man who sent us on this mad quest. Perhaps it belongs to his spouse.
Oh no. Do you think the shades got her?
I fear it likely, lad. I sense no other activity in the immediate vicinity. We were too late.
Well, this is terrible. What are we supposed to say?
However difficult it may be, we've no choice but to tell the man the truth.
Yes. Oh. Sorry, man. Well, let's go ahead and tell him then. Well, hopefully this is good enough and we can get our fast travel going. Right. Man, I'm very sorry, but...
Hey, did you find my sweet dumpling?
Well...
We didn't, but we got this off a shade.
Oh no, this is hers.
So our fears were correct.
Oh God, How could this happen to her?
Sorry, man.
This is all my fault.
If I may, my good man, why did your wife leave home in the first place?
It's because I...
What did you do?
I think we should give him some time to himself, Weiss.
Hmm?
Honey, I'm home. Good heavens, you're a wreck. What's wrong?
Dumpling, you're not dead.
Uh-huh.
What in the world are you talking about? Oh, you found my bag. Thank you so much. I can't believe I went and dropped it like that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is such a relief.
Clean yourself up, man.
Okay, seriously. What's going on?
5 minutes later.
I see. So, you found a shade with my bag and assumed I'd been attacked and killed?
Well, yeah, what else were we supposed to think?
I'm just glad you're safe, Dumpling, but I'm also so sorry. This is all my fault. Oh, if I didn't eat that apple you were saving. Oh, God, I'm such an idiot!
Huh?
Listen, I promise I'll never eat anything of yours again. You just promise never to run away from home again, okay?
Run away? Have you lost your mind? I just went to visit my parents.
Alright.
Huh?
I told you about this. Going to see my family, gone for a week. Remember? Ugh, are you serious right now? Why don't you ever listen to me?
Yeah, I'm with NieR on this one.
Lad, my brilliant intuition suggests we should beat a hasty retreat from these two with all speed.
Now I'm agreeing with Weiss. Let's get out of here. But let's find out what's going on.
I can't believe you didn't listen to me, and you ate my apple.
An apple?
Ugh, you are the absolute worst.
What? Oh, like you're some perfect angel. You didn't even care enough about our anniversary to hang on to your bag.
Huh?
You, kid, I'm right about this, yeah? If anyone's wrong here, it's my wife, right?
Wait, you're asking me?
I don't want any involvement. But you did eat her food, I suppose.
Well, you shouldn't have eaten your wife's apple. That's not very nice.
But I was hungry, and it was just sitting there. Look, I'm glad you went looking for my wife and all, but that was low, friend. Low.
Uh-oh. Did I cross a line there?
Besides, it's pretty rich to come after me for an apple when you threw away my entire stamp collection.
Stamp collection?
You're damn right I did, and I'd do it again. You are nothing but a hoarding slob. You there! My husband's in the wrong here, isn't he?
Pardon, but madam,
I think it's more of a case we need to grab these two and bash their heads together.
Oh, enough. The both of you are at fault. Now apologize to one another and end this ridiculous display.
Yes!
Big talk for a floating magazine.
I see you finally agree on something.
And this continued on all until the next day. Ah, it lasted an hour.
Do you not even understand how frustrating this is, you colossal oaf? This is exactly what I hate about you.
Fine, hate me. I'll still sleep like a baby knowing I'm not an unreasonable hag like you.
Ooh.
Weiss, what do I do?
You turn on your heel and walk away as fast as your legs can carry you, my good lad.
That's it. I have had enough. Instead of belittling me, why don't you get a proper job? Everyone in the neighborhood treats me like dirt, and it's all because of my unemployed slob of a husband.
Actually, I have a job now.
Wait, you what?
Yeah, you could have just let him finish.
You're kidding. Why didn't you tell me? That's great.
Well, I sort of wanted it to be a surprise.
Oh, you big silly Billy. Well, this calls for a celebration. Come on, I'm going to bake you a nice apple pie.
Sounds delicious.
I have no idea what just transpired, but it has utterly exhausted me.
You and me both.
Well, looks like they made up, so all's well that ends well?
In the course of all that madness, I have forgotten why we even came here in the first place.
Oh heck, the canal! We need to ask him about the canal!
Oh yeah. Excuse me.
I need to...
Not you.
I can't thank you enough for all your help.
Sure, but listen, we need to talk to you about the canal.
Oh, right! That's why you came here in the first place, huh?
Yes. Are you going to be able to fix it or not?
Well, now that my love life is rolling in clover again, I'd be more than happy to get going on the canal work.
Alright, that's good.
Heavens, that was exhausting.
Tell me about it. Anyway, let's go give Popola an update.
Yeah, but I'm going to leave this episode here. And we'll go tell Popola next time. But hey, at least we should get our fast travel points up and running this soon. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll speak to you next time. Bye.